Hi, I'm Ellie Benton and we're here at the group show for LAS at Doddington Halls. It's the spring annual exhibition and it's titled Reflections. And here is my piece of artwork. It's called Lucid Daydream. I feel really passionate about colour. I think colour is probably linked to my emotions. I feel really drawn to strong, bold tones, and less drawn to subdued, muted tones. I think I feel quite against beige and muted tones like that because I think they represent like a severe form of apathy or close to death. So yeah, I think colour to me is like a life force. And as long as you feel something, even black can be beautiful in its darkness.
Was this always your palette?
Yeah, I always use strong, bold colours. I think when I start out, it's a real sense of freedom. I can do anything on the canvas because it will probably get covered up anyway. So when you start painting, it's like really exhilarating and just unfolds. I mean, they're very vibrant still. I think the only point of having more muted tones is to make the brighter colours pop. It's like a secondary purpose almost. My process is quite dynamic, so I like to use big sweepy gestures and big brushes, brush marks. I'm really into dancing, so I guess the sense of movement comes through in that. And when I grew up, my parents were Morris dancers. So I think there was like a really strong sense of community there and togetherness. So I think I'm drawn to dancing. I think it's a really powerful language of human connectivity and processing emotions.
Do you do sketches before you start painting?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it just comes out. I think this painting in particular was more about the moment when you're meditating and thoughts rush back in. So there's like a calm serenity and then like a burst of distraction coming back. So that's what this painting was about really, that moment. And they're both beautiful, like the calmness and the chaos. Think a lot about duality and how opposite things can be really intrinsically linked, kind of like a pendulum swinging from one to the other, and they're like the same thing but complete opposites, and I really like this balance of two things together. It was kind of a turning point when I did this painting. I was painting things for a long time that weren't really what I wanted to say. I think I had a really strong urge to express myself, but I wasn't really saying what I wanted. I was just saying what I thought would fit in and be accepted, and that was the same as what was going on with me personally. And then as I began to accept myself more, it came out in my painting as well. So I started painting things that were more authentic to me, more real. And I think this painting was like a turning point where I started taking more risks and painting for myself.
Do you also write poetry?
No, sometimes I do journal a lot, but not really write poetry, apart from if it's just a stream of consciousness coming out.
Lucid dreaming, what does it mean to you?
Well, lucid daydreaming is kind of like when I said about the point of meditation and then thoughts coming back in, because lucid dreaming is like you can direct your dreams, but it's a daydream, and I got really interested in lucid dreaming at one point, and I tried to lucid dream, and I kept trying, and I managed it very briefly, but this was more about when you're awake and you're alert and you can direct your thoughts how you want them to solve problems.
You love tropical nature?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel very connected to nature. Often I like to paint outside. This painting actually started, I was outside and I used leaves to make parts of the background. So these marks here were just put on the canvas with leaves, splashing them around. There's a real sense of play and experimentation in it. I think play is really important in making art. It's when you can kind of just express yourself. So I guess painting is kind of an answering of questions to me that is hard to put into words. And as I answer more questions, the more closer I get to finding my own voice.
All your paintings, are they all large size?
Yeah, I like to work big because then you can use your whole body. I like to do big movements or frantic scribbles sometimes, just whatever comes out really. It's just pure expression.
What inspires you?
I find dancing very inspiring. I discovered dance a few years ago and found my own sense of community within that and new friendships, and it's a really powerful way to express yourself. I think it's a really beautiful way. Everyone can do it, even if it's tiny movements. You can't really lie when you're dancing. It's very real.
If you could express this painting in movement, what would it be? Can you show us? How did you get into painting?
I have no idea. I can't remember a time where I didn't paint. Yeah, well, all kids paint, don't they? They all, use painting as a thing when you're little, but yeah, I can't remember a time where it stopped. My parents are really supportive and encouraging of my artwork, yeah. They've always encouraged me.
Where do you show your work?
I've shown my work in a few galleries in Lincolnshire and London. I travelled to Australia and showed them there briefly, but mainly in the UK.
How can people find you?
I've got a website, elliebenton.com, and an Instagram, which is Ellie_Benton.